Hello, I'm Herb Coach and I'm with the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club, and I was doing some reminiscing the other day and going through some of my older items from Lionel. Well, actually, these items brought back memories. The original items of this series was in 1959 to 1963. And these items are pretty much remakes from 2003. That's still, 20 years ago. So these kind of like our old timers again. One thing that I wanted in my youth was the Army stuff, the missile stuff, the space stuff, helicopters items. I just wanted it all. Sputnik came out. These guys here. And this one here is an original from 1960, 61, 62, whatever it was. It is on my layout and it is working. So what I want to do is kind of review each one and its function and see how all these work. Pretty cool. Introducing the 2003 U.S. Army Missile Launcher car, and it came in a set with the Lionel rockets, the helicopter, and extra missiles, the rescue unit car. At the head end of this consist is the U.S. Army Missile Launcher, and this has got to be one of my most favorite. And it didn't have sound, so Lionel added the Strategic Command sound car. So that was the whistle. This is the bell. And this is what you use to give the rocket announcement ready to fire. Press the crew talk icon.
We have target, fire!
Boy, that sounds pretty mean.
Scanning for target, fire, fire!
The other function that I like on this engine, it's a missile launcher. And it couples with the sound car, the sound box car. So to activate the missiles, what I'm first going to do is go to the announcements, and then when the announcement says fire, then I'm going to do the front coupler. Notice that there's no front coupler here, but it's tied in to the missiles. So we'll go with the announcements.
We have target, fire, fire!
Oh, look at that! Let's do that again.
We have target, fire, fire!
Woo-hoo!
We have target, fire!
Oh! One more. We got one more.
We have target, fire, fire!
So there you have it. The missile launcher and the launching of all four missiles. This number 44 U.S. Army Missile Launcher has quite a few improvements. The big improvement is TMCC. And one thing I'd like to show you on TMCC is that the startup is pretty slow. Look at this. See, I'm trying to get this thing started up, and it just takes a long time to move, and then finally it goes. So what we can do to make this run better is do the TMCC set, and that will allow it to start in a later position. So what we do is that we press the set button way on the bottom there, and you can see the lights flashing on the engine. That means it's in the set mode. So what we're going to do now is ramp up the dial on it to get some power into it, and you can still see that it's taking a long time to start. But once it gets going, what we're going to do is we're going to press set again so that it'll start right away. Now that I've reset the start function of the TMCC and I go to turn the throttle, it starts up right away. Engine inspection. This engine looks like a tank, and you can see it's got a low profile. Look at the windows, they're really slotted so no bad guys can shoot stuff at them. The skirts that protect the sides, various flaps, radiator detail up front, ventilation on top of the cab, ladders for access into the cab. In the back you have additional ventilation, a step, a rear deck. Here is the radar operator. You can see he's got a full set of screens that he could use to zero in on his targets. But also, the figure is over the run program switch. You move it to one side to program and then the other side to run. A nice feature having this on top, and maybe the first TMCC engine that had the run program switch on top. The front has nice grille work, a heavy duty bumper, lights that are directional, and on top you have the big warning light just to let everybody know, get back, get out of my space. In the back, here's the firing pin, a big bumper in the back, and some molded in detail accenting this missile firing U.S. Army number 44 missile launching terror engine to the front to defend our country. Let's see what this engine weighs. 2 pounds, 1.6 ounces. It's a lighter engine, but let's see what kind of pulling power this engine has. Here's the U.S. Army engine pulling 10 cars. Under engine inspection. Let's start at the back of the engine where you have the rear coil activated coupler, pickup rolls, nameplate of Lionel, another pickup rolls, and here you can see where the gears are for the power section of the engine. The total length of the engine is 13 inches. From bumper to bumper is 12.25 inches. The distance from pickups is 7 inches, a good enough length to get beyond switches. Let's take some action now and see what the rest of these action cars can do. I loaded up the helicopter car with the full winds. Let's see how this goes. I like it. This is a nice car. It's a concealed rocket launcher car. And it's made so that no one can know a rocket's in there. What happens is that the roof departs and the rocket shoots out. Now, I don't want you to look at it that it says Minuteman on it, or that it says U.S. Air Force on it, or that it has the United States Air Force emblem on it. That's all part of the camouflage. So let's activate this. Right on target. This is the rocket with space capsule. And it shoots up, and the space capsule comes out of the tube and comes down with a parachute. Ready for ignition? Oh, blast off. Well, we topped out, so let's get ready to launch the Alan Shepard rocket. I call it the Alan Shepard rocket is because he went up into space and then back down by parachute inside the capsule. So we put the plunger down, we get the rocket ready, and then we shoot it off. Oh, nice. Now, what happens is that there's a string attached, and that string holds up the rocket so the capsule is able to come down with the parachute. The next cars we want to do are the satellite cars. What I like about the old satellite, and this is from the 1960s, is that on the wings here, it has the solar cells. On the new one, on the wings, it's just black. So that kind of makes these much more powerful, you know that. So we have the satellite cars right here. This is the old one from the early 60s. First we'll crank up. You have to use this lever here to set the barb that the spring rotates around. Okay. Got 16 cranks on that. Let's get this one going. Oh wow, that one went all the way up. I wanted to use this part of the house because we got the higher ceilings. And I noticed when I did it on the layup, it would just go into the ceiling real fast. So let's try this one from 2003. Huh, you gotta be kidding me. Let's try that again. Okay, this is cranked up all the way. Oh, that one. The old one with the solar cells worked a lot better. So, hats off to the one from 1960s. Let's check out this rocket car. The rocket car gets put into position by using this lever and lowering the ramp, the rocket ramp. You pull back the actuator and you set it off with the button in the back. Oh, bullseye. This is the target launcher car. The original used batteries to supply the power to get the air circulating to get the balloon up. This one uses track power. So you have to be a little bit concerned because when you use TMCC or Legacy, you have 18 to 20 volts and the balloon just goes way up. So I have it on a conventional setting where I'm using a lower voltage to this car. There's an on-off switch that you just rotate and the balloon goes up. What's nice is that the balloon will travel with the car. Let's see if we can shoot that balloon down. Rocket car is ready. Oh, got it! Victory is ours! The cannon car gets activated by lowering its position with the lever. You cock it on top here. Put in the shell. And way in the back, there's a button to trigger it. Right on target. Got that tree. We're at Coach Mission Control Center, and we're going to be sending our rocket into space. The first thing that we have to do is set the launching pad. We put down the plunger, and then we'll put the rocket right on the plunger. We want to move the gantry crane in so that the rocket is safe for launching. Everything is all set for launching, so let's fire our rocket. Let's get the gantry crane out of the way. Everything moves slow in rockets. Now that the gantry crane is out of the way, we'll turn on the radar. We'll start the countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, see the lights go on, the smoke starting up. Fire! Time to set off a defense rocket. Good thing that we have that rocket for the Space Launch Facility. Missile ready. Fire! Another good defense for our launching system. I'm glad we had a chance to look at these trains from Lionel, reminiscing from the 60s and going through my memories and showing how each one of these individual items function. It was a lot of fun. And now the trains are being put away. The day is done. Thank you for watching. This is Herb Coach with the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club. Over and out.